Hey friends, welcome back to Astrology. Today my name is Mel Rose. It's Friday, April 7, 2023. The sun is in Aries, and so this is a time of year, the beginning of the zodiac, the beginning of the spring, where we are very action oriented. We have a lot of energy. We have this sense of purpose that we're driven to achieve things. So that's a great time of year. I hope you're feeling the power of that. I certainly am. The moon is now a waning gibbous in Scorpio. Waning gibbous is a time when we are sort of looking back on that last culmination, the last couple of weeks before the full moon, and seeing how things went. Like, how did we gather the supplies that we needed? How did we enact to meet our goals? Did it go well for us, right? And so we look back and we think, okay, this is what went well. This is what did not go so well. These are the things that I'm going to keep next time around, and this is the stuff I'm going to get rid of, right? We're reflecting on what we can begin to release. Moon in Scorpio, this is a very personal, internal, powerful vibe. We're very curious. We might have sort of prickly attitude at this time. We're kind of deep in contemplation about our lives. Mars and Scorpio, Aries and Scorpio, both ruled by the planet Mars. So it's all about power and drive. It's just expressed in different ways. This is more in a fiery, external way, and this is more in a like an intuitive and emotional feeling internal way. So today on the page, the moon goes trine to Saturn for a little while, starting at 7:44 this morning. And this is really trine aspects bring about sort of ideal functioning, really easy to accomplish things. So when the moon is trine with Saturn, that's, our home life and our personal life, how things feel to us in a state of ease with our sense of responsibility and what it is that, we need to do to feel that we are supported, we have the structure that we need. So it's a great time this morning to go ahead and do some taking care of business, make repairs on your home, pay bills, do things to reinforce your security, prep your food, that kind of stuff. So moon trine Saturn this morning, great time for just taking care of business, especially in your private life and in the home space. And then later on in the afternoon, almost 1 p.m., the moon goes in opposition here to Mercury. So moon in opposition to Mercury, opposition brings about this potential for conflict if we cannot find a balance, right? So maybe a little bit of a challenge to express what we're feeling at this time. It could be a little bit of a challenge to sort of perceive clearly for ourselves what our feelings are telling us, what our emotional or intuitive gut is telling us. Or if we can perceive it well, we might struggle to discuss it. But, Mercury here is currently conjunct to the North Node, and that's not lasting very long. But Mercury conjunct to the North Node means that our conversations, our thoughts and plans are really very much about this overall goal we have for structure and security. There's that Saturn vibe again, though in this case, it's the North Node showing up in Taurus saying, we have a trajectory, we have a goal in our life that is about establishing the stuff and things, the material security that we need to feel supported, to feel comfortable, and as though we have the stuff that we need. So, that's the conversation right now. And we may be struggling a little bit with like how we feel about it, how that's going. Like, how do you feel about how do you feel about, how you're having to go about getting that structure and safety and support, how you're going about how capable are you of establishing the physical things that you need for your comfort and security. That's a whole other conversation to have, right? So, it can be a little challenge to express what we're feeling. We're probably feeling some kind of thing, some kind of way right now, because at the opposite of the North Node is the South Node. So that's going to be right conjunct to the moon at this time. And that's going to say, we're feeling more aligned, and we're feeling maybe more even sort of combined with our sense of the things that make us comfortable, ways of being that we know are reliable, that always work for us right now, rather than feeling aligned with what our trajectory is and moving outside our comfort zone. Okay, and then also at nearly 1 p.m., so just a few minutes later, Venus culminates this sextile to Neptune. Now, Venus has been sextile to Neptune for a little while now, but this is the culmination. So today is like the strongest day of that sextile energy. And the sextile energy is very cooperative. It's positive. It's there to help us work together and to generate positive things in our lives. So Venus here, sextile to Neptune, here we are. Venus is about, what you're receptive to, those things you like, love, and can't get enough of, what you want to receive in terms of, affection, attention, regard, acknowledgement, recognition, but also, money, gifts, compensation, those kinds of things. So that's Venus, and it's in this cooperative relationship with Neptune, which is Venus is right at home in Taurus, right? Venus rules Taurus, and so Venus is feeling really right at home, trying to establish that sense of security, really enjoying the creature comforts that life has to offer right now. And then Neptune is right at home in Pisces right now, which is very much about fantasizing, idealizing things, sort of working with a sense of mystery, working with a sense of, well, I don't know how that's going to go, but let me imagine how it might, right? So we're drawn to mystery. We're drawn to relationships, especially that are idealized relationships, like fantasy style relationships, so be aware if somebody comes into your circle or into your vicinity that you feel drawn to. Understand that you might be sort of idealizing who that person is or what they might represent for you. Not that they necessarily mean to lie to us, but that we might, suffer some illusions that we created on our own about what somebody is, who somebody really is, or what they're really about. Okay. Romantic vibe, very artistic vibe, very fertile. So if you are or are not trying to have babies, this is a time to be thinking about that one way or the other. And we're open to connections with people, and those can be sort of those spiritual feelings, sort of soul connections, those sort of friendships based on like, I feel like I know you from another lifetime. They can also be very sexy or very sensual, Venus and Taurus connections. So, that's an and or, right? Sexy and spiritual, sexy or spiritual connections with people. We might find ourselves having some interesting conversations with some people that we feel very connected to. And then speaking of conversations, Mercury makes a sextile to Mars. Now that's after midnight tonight to nearly 1:30 tomorrow morning. This is, Mercury is your intellect, it's your thoughts, plans, and communications. It's your day-to-day running around. Mars is your sense of initiative, action, energy, purpose, drive, right? Power, curiosity, attitude. So, Mars is pretty active on the page today, and then early tomorrow morning, Mercury culminates this sextile with Mars. It will not last very long. It's been there for a few days, and they might continue to be somewhat sextile for the next few days, but this is the full power at this time of day. And this is like a sense of initiative that we can run with. Mars is initiative. Mercury and Mars both like to move quickly and be really direct, and Mars is not in its most direct condition right now, so it might be really appreciating the help from Mercury being able to speed things up. Even if we have to make a more circuitous route to go where we're going, maybe we can, get that going a little more quickly with that sextile vibe. They're very cooperative. They're working together. So we have this sense of initiative. We can just sort of run with it. We can say, I know what I'm doing. I know what I've got to get started today. I know what I've got to get done, and I can just move through it. And maybe, when I say today, this energy is already on the page as of 6 o'clock this morning. It's just going to culminate and be at its strongest after midnight. And so it'll be strong again tomorrow as well. If you like being ahead of the plan, this is your time to shine. I know we've had some like Mercury square Mars come up lately. This maybe we don't really want to rush ahead. Don't try to get ahead in traffic. Don't try to do a bunch of work ahead of time, or you might turn around and have to go back and do it again. This is a time when you can say, okay, I can see how I can sort of pre-do some of this work, pre-do some of these things that I need to take care of, get things in order to complete them, and that this is a good time to be working in that direction. Coming up coming up on Monday, Venus is going to enter Gemini, and I'm going to be back here to talk to you about that. And then also on Tuesday, Venus is going to be trine to Pluto, but also Tuesday, Sun is going to be conjunct to Jupiter, and I want you to know about that. I'm going to write it down because that's really the luckiest day of the year. And here we are coming up on the luckiest day of the year. The Sun meets up with Jupiter in the sky one time a year, right? They're within a few degrees of each other, like 2 degrees of each other right now. So it's a very lucky time. It's a very auspicious time. If there's something that you feel a sense of initiative about, or if there's something that you feel sort of an idealism about, that you want to take initiative on, this is the time to be doing it. Because when the Sun is conjunct to Jupiter, what you want to do is you want to be engaged in activities that you want to see expand and grow. Okay, so if you want to work out more, you want to be engaged in, you know, some of that working out right now. If you want to get paid more often, if you want to get paid a lot of money, you know, it's a good time to be like allowing somebody to pay you or collecting on a debt. If you want to do more of a certain kind of work, or more of a certain kind of even leisure activity, then that's something you want to be engaged in today and over the next few days, because it's very good luck vibe. And so when you do those things, it sort of expands those things in your life. It gives you the capability to grow and prosper through them. So, and then next Thursday is the 3rd quarter moon in Capricorn. This is where we will shift from this sort of contemplation of what we can let go of now to moving into like actively pushing things out of our life so that we can get that clean slate in time for the new moon to start creating again. Okay, so that's the astrology for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot when you do. And I will see you all back here soon for more Astrology Today.